Hey, I just wanted to make this quick video for those of you that are thinking about using our top-off services or preferred equity. So when you come into this, you want to look at this from the scenario of understanding who we are as a fund and some of the principles behind what we're putting together. So a couple of things is, first of all, we want to mitigate risk. A second thing is we want to make sure that we're very diversified. And the third thing is we want to be short cycle investing. And so what we want to do is we want to help you with the funds, but then we also want to help you find the funds to pay us off. And that's why I'm talking about this top off service here today. So this is for illustration purposes only. Please understand that your deal is going to be different, and it's going to be based off you as a sponsor and the types of deals that you're doing, or I should say the exact deal that we decide to fund. And so our analysts take care of all of that. I'm just using this as a basic example. So let's say in this scenario, you were looking for $500,000 to top off your fund, meaning you've raised everything up to that point, but you need to close. So we come in and we advance you that $500,000, we get you to the closing table. Now, immediately, we want to help you start raising funds and finish your raise to pay us off as quickly as possible. And then we bring you into this studio and we actually film you for your raise, especially if you're doing a 506C. That is crucial. Now, in this scenario, based on what we're looking at here, we're saying that we are willing to leave 20% or $100,000 in pari passu with your other investors once you've paid it down to that point. So we go on basically like a co-promote in the beginning so that we're not dilutive to your regular investors. And then you can transfer us over later on and we slot in just like anybody else. So in this scenario, we're talking about somebody that was doing their raise with an 8% preferred equity. And we are going to bring in top-off equity at 14%. So essentially you're paying 14% for that money while you have it. And in this scenario, let's say that you took that $500,000 and then we immediately brought you onto the Syndication show. You're doing a 506C in this scenario. So we essentially pitch your deal to our audience, and then we email it out to over 30,000 accredited investors. We want to help you raise the $400,000. So maybe it takes you 2 months to get that first $200,000 and you pay that to us. During that time frame, it cost you $11,315 and some change. Let's say that we get some steam going in this one and it only takes you 1 more month to get the other $200,000. During that time frame, it costs you $3,567.12. Please understand, you're only paying on the money that's still in your deal. So in this scenario, if you look at it, it has cost you $14,882.19, and you now have us with our $100,000 moved over pari passu with the rest of your investors. During this time frame, if you would have just had a regular investor in there, it would have cost you about $6,000 anyways. So really, the added cost is only $8,900 and some change. If you think about it from this standpoint, if it only costs you $9,000 to speed up your ability to close, oftentimes you can negotiate way more than that in the deal just by having access to it. On top of that, you now have us as your ally helping you do your raise. Now, from another standpoint, in a debt scenario, if you were borrowing this money, there's some huge downsides to that. First of all, debt doesn't like to go behind debt most of the time. Second of all, debt usually slows down the process. We want to speed your process up. And then third of all, in debt, they would want to be paid all of this money right up front along the way. Here's what we're willing to do. We're willing to actually take this accrued preferred equity that we have gained during this time frame, and with our $100,000, you can roll in that extra $14,882 and just leave it in as if we invested that like any other regular investor. So we'll take your regular return on the money that's left in the deal, including the accrued preferred equity. In fact, we're seeing some guys that are using this and they're seeing the idea of it and they're saying, I'm just gonna work this into our business model. There's a couple that have talked to me about the fact that oftentimes they're putting their own money up front in a deal anyways, and then they're going and getting debt financing. During that time frame is when they go do their raise and they actually syndicate the deal. So what they're saying is, I'm going to put my own money in, I'm gonna bring you guys in so we can close the debt and then syndicate and backfill your investment, and I'm just gonna work this in and create a new business model out of it. It's kind of cool the different ways that this could be used if you do it like that, where it's kind of more like bridge, or if you just use it to get your deal done and get you moving forward. We wanna be your ally so that you can get more deals done faster.